I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me physically. Sorry for the clickbaity title, but that's where we are. I don't know what's wrong with me physically. I just have a collection of symptoms that affect me every single day and hinder me so much. They take so much of my enjoyment of life away, and doctors don't really know. They don't know what to do. It's getting to the point where it's unbearable. I guess I'm chronically ill now. I'm able to live some form of a normal life by sheer willpower, but it's awful. I've been scared to talk about this a lot, while also feeling like I should talk about it, if just for myself, so I'm not hiding it, so I don't have to keep making the same excuses constantly. Maybe might help someone else, because it is daily. It varies in severity day to day. I'll get down to the nitty gritty, don't you worry. So, it's stomach related. It's to do with my digestion. This is why it's hard to talk about. It's very embarrassing. There's some stigma, embarrassment, whatever involved in things to do with digesting food and your stomach and all the other organs that are related to that. It's dirty. It's not polite conversation. Now, if you're squeamish about anything to do with the stomach, anything like that, this is where you fast forward or you change to a different video. I have all of these daily on a varying basis, but the main one, the hardest thing to deal with, is 2 hours after I eat, and I can time this. 2 hours after I eat, I get pain in my stomach. The amount of pain varies. Some days I'm pain free, but 2 hours after I eat, symptoms start. And the worst days, on the worst days, I'm too afraid to eat. On the worst days, I avoid eating in the morning because I know as soon as I eat, in 2 hours I'll be in pain. And then once that pain has started, it'll be time to eat again, and it will just cycle through to the point where my entire waking time I'm in pain. Because by the time the pain cycle has gone through, there's food in your stomach again, and it hurts again. This is so problematic because when I was younger, I definitely had disordered eating, and probably an actual eating disorder. I used to binge and purge. The disordered thoughts don't go away, you just learn to manage them. Now, I feel like I have another, if we're gonna, put it bluntly, I have another eating disorder for a completely different reason, because I'm afraid to eat. I am afraid to eat. I don't want to eat. Why would you want to do something that causes you pain? But unfortunately, you have to eat, so I have to subject myself to pain. Other symptoms: severe bloating. Severe bloating to the point where my stomach balloons out to the point where people think I'm 6 months pregnant. It's visible, it's embarrassing, it's something I can't control, I balloon in and out. I haven't seen my natural waist in months. I am a balloon that's being inflated and deflated throughout the day. This is probably my least favourite symptom after the pain. The most embarrassing end of my symptoms is the extreme constipation, the rapid onset diarrhea sometimes, just the unpredictability of what my stomach is going to do. Rapid weight loss. At its worst, it seems to go through stages with my weight loss. Obviously, I eat less than I used to, so I have lost weight, but I force myself to eat. I force myself to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between, because I know I can't not eat, and I make sure I eat despite of the pain. And my weight loss has gone through periods where it's very rapid. It's gotten to the point where I bought a pair of tight jeans, and 2 weeks later they fell off me because I had lost that much weight. You can see weight loss in my face. Compare this to some of my older videos. Lost it everywhere except on my stomach, because I'm so bloated I don't look like I've lost weight on my stomach. I've always been quite muscular, and I do combat training, I do saber training, stage combat, I run. I enjoy exercise when I'm not in pain. I do exercise less these days just because of the pain of what I have. My legs now look like I've done a shred. Without having done a shred, you can see the lines of my muscles really quite clearly. My body type is the type that usually holds on to fat, and I've been quite curvy. Now I look like I do shreds without meaning to, and that is scary. I can feel my hip bones for the first time in years, not because I've starved myself. I feel like my body has burned the fat on my body, and I am worried. I am worried that next bit it uses for fuel is my muscles. And I like being strong. I like being physical. I like stage combat. I like running. I don't want to lose my muscle. Another symptom I have, a completely dry mouth and tongue, to the point where my tongue got so dry it cracked in the middle. I would drink so much water and it wouldn't help with the dry tongue at all. Just wouldn't help it. So I used to go through a spray or a gel in a week because I was constantly coating my mouth with synthetic saliva, which, if that doesn't make you feel like an android, nothing will. The worst of that has passed. I don't know why. I haven't changed what I do. It's just decided it's not a bigger problem anymore. I get extreme fatigue, brain fog, but these could be, if these are probably due to what I have, or these could also be a symptom of, my general depression I have. Who knows? But that's what I'm dealing with. It's hard to know which is the cause of extreme fatigue and brain fog. But I feel like my body can't break down food properly. I'm feeding it. It doesn't know what to do with it. And these are the symptoms that happen. I am scared that I'm not getting the right nutrients. But I've done so many blood tests and apparently my organs are fine. One of my most embarrassing symptoms is constant, painful, uncontrollable burping. Whenever I eat, everything causes me huge gas, and it's what bloats my stomach. I can feel the gas going up and down. It's very painful when it gets trapped underneath my rib cage and has nowhere to push, whereas my stomach will give in and bloat out. Underneath my rib cage, if it gets stuck there, it has nowhere to go, and it just pushes and pushes and pushes, and it's so painful. And it's embarrassing because I can't, it's not something you can hold in. It's just, it comes here and it comes out. It makes interacting with people, especially people who don't know me, well, scary, embarrassing. It's something I try to hide and fail at, and I'm constantly covering my mouth and trying to let out tiny pockets of air instead of huge, loud burps. And it makes me feel disgusting. Makes me feel disgusting. Because usually people can control that. I can't. Right this second, I don't have it. Because I haven't eaten that much today. I'm due to have lunch very soon. I'm getting hungry. I will eat, but I wanted to film this first. Treatment. What have they tried? Diagnostics, if you want to call it that. I have had what feels like every single blood test on the planet. They have ruled out cancer, gallbladder issues, iron levels, diabetes, thyroid, AIDS, vitamin deficiencies. Every organ you can think of they've tested, and everything seems to be fine. I wish they would find something. It's gotten to the point where I go to the doctor, I get blood tests, I get an ultrasound, I get an x-ray, and I just wish they would find something, because the alternative is this being constantly dismissed by doctors who tell me it's IBS and that I just have to learn to live with it. When the pain sends me to A&E because it's absolutely excruciating and it's lasted for 3 hours and I'm sobbing and crying, they just hand me codeine and tell me to go home, and that I just have to learn to live with it. I have friends with IBS. They tell me I don't have IBS. This doesn't feel like just IBS. This feels bigger. It feels like something functionally is wrong. Because it's not one ingredient I eat that causes these symptoms. It's anything I eat. It's one day I can eat an apple and be fine. The next day I eat an apple and I'm in excruciating pain. Now, if I had a food allergy, surely it would happen every single time I ate something. Also, celiac disease is something I've been tested for. Nothing. I've had a colonoscopy, several endoscopies, ultrasound of my stomach and my organs, and everything is apparently fine. I can tell you with certainty that everything is not fine. I am not fine. What have you tried? These are just some of the home remedies I have tried that at their best provide a tiny bit of relief, but nothing cures it. Magnesium supplements, vitamin supplements, kombucha, every antacid on the market. I should buy shares in Gaviscon at this point, from the amount I buy their products. Peppermint tea, peppermint oil capsules, regular paracetamol, codeine they give me, which hilariously can make you more backed up, which could exacerbate the problem. And I only take the opioids the codeine, when I'm having my absolutely worst stomach day. Me, I am not trained. I am not a doctor in any way, shape or form. I've just read a lot because I want to know what it could be. Some theories, some hypotheses I've had of what it could be is Crohn's disease, which they have ruled out from my colonoscopy, but I would like to have another colonoscopy because I know someone who had 3 until they found and diagnosed her with Crohn's disease. Gastroparesis, which is a paralyzed stomach. Just a few of the things I thought it could be. It could parasites, SIBO or Candida infection. Who knows? We will find out, but I don't think this is just IBS. It's too constant, too daily. Seems too debilitating. Being dismissed by doctors, especially this trend they have of telling me what I have isn't real. There's actually nothing happening in my stomach. It's because they can see on my chart that I have been diagnosed with depression. It's my depression. It's only my depression. Apparently, according to my gastroenterologist, my brain is sending false signals to my stomach that cause pain, and the pain is all in my head. Even if that is true, there has been nothing offered to me that might help with that. They want to give me antidepressants. And as someone who was on antidepressants for absolutely years, I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through side effect roulette. When I was on antidepressants, the best one I had made me so numb. I was like a living zombie. And I don't want that again. So that would be my last resort in what I have, is going on antidepressants again. So the last thing they did, diagnostic wise, was to offer me a ultrasound to check my organs. And now all I have is a referral to a dietitian for a low FODMAP diet, which I'm happy to try. I am skeptical, but I'm happy to try. And a phone appointment with the irritable bowel clinic. They won't even see me in person. And because most of my appointments have been on the phone instead of in person with my gastroenterologist, he hasn't actually seen how much weight I've lost. Everyone in my life knows how much weight I've lost. How? Look at my videos. Look, you can see how it's just melted off. And it is getting concerning. It's getting to the point where it's a concerning level of weight loss. And when I first mentioned the speed of the weight loss, I could tell my gastroenterologist was very concerned, and that's when I got screened for cancer. And now we've gone full circle with him telling me, actually, you didn't lose that much weight. Oh, it's your saber training, which is why you lost that weight. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. The only thing they have found in blood tests is that I have elevated creatine levels, which when I heard, I was like, great, something. We can look at something. Why are my creatine levels so high? But then, apparently, because I'm an athlete, that was news to me, I'm healthy. Well, no, not healthy. I'm not healthy. I am fit in the cardiovascular sense. I had good fitness levels. I enjoy movement, but I'm not an athlete. But because he's convinced I'm an athlete, apparently elevated creatine levels are normal for athletes. So he's just brushed that aside instead of looking into it. I am very lucky that I've had a friend, a wonderful friend, offer to help me with the costs of going private, because I could not afford to go myself. I'm going to go to a specialized gut clinic to try and find a reason why I can't really eat. And I am so, so grateful for them showing me that love. So grateful. Thank you. You know who you are. Because the idea of having to live with this thing, whatever it is, for the rest of my life is unbearable. And the only thing that has kept me going is knowing that a few weeks' time I had another test. In a few weeks' time we were getting closer to try and figure out what was wrong, so maybe I could eat normally again. The NHS has ground to a halt on my case, and they've written IBS on my chart, and that's it. But I'm going to go to the gut clinic and hoping they can find out what's wrong. Stress obviously makes whatever I have worse, but it happens regardless. I just really hope they can find the reason and they can treat it, and I can go back to eating normally and enjoying food again. That's what I hope. It's that cliche saying they say, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I miss being able to eat anything without feeling pain, intense bloating, burping afterwards. That's what I miss. That's what I really, really miss. I really hope I get back there someday, because this has been going on for several years and it's only getting worse. It's getting worse. I can't ignore it anymore. I can't wish it away anymore. I can't distract myself from it anymore. Join me on this journey. Have a good day. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please be kind in the comments. And if you're going through this, it's awful, isn't it? But you're not the only one. See you on the next one.